Alright, welcome to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It's your host with the most. What can I say? Clarendon, Jamaica is running red hot right now. Back to back to back to back. But when isn't Clarendon not running hot? It's been running hot for a long time now, right? Nothing new. And it seems to be pretty much concentrated in the same areas. I was just there in January and there again in March, and the place was cool as a cucumber. I didn't see not one act of violence, or you could hear a pin drop, and the place was nice. But as soon as we left, the place erupted again, right? So Clarendon, Jamaica, the Clarendon police are reporting that 4 people were killed in the parish between last night and early this morning. The deceased include a man and his common-law wife, who were shot dead at their shop in Bullard's Content District, Yorktown. Reports are that residents heard gun explosions about 8:15 p.m. in the evening, and following checks, Mark Miles and his common-law wife, 40-year-old Debbie Heyman, were found at their shop, their place of business, with gunshot wounds. I don't know if somebody went to go rob them and they didn't give up the money, so they shot them. We don't know what that case is about. They were both pronounced dead at the hospital. Look how them just dash for the people them life just like that. In the second shooting incident, 33-year-old Ray J. Allen, an unemployed person of Red Road, Palmer's Cross, and 17-year-old Cavell Drackett, a student of Coates Pen in Maypen, were shot dead this morning by unknown assailants in Red Road. Wow. Reports from the Maypen police are that Allen and Drackett were at home. Both the 17-year-old and the other one were at home about 5:25 a.m. early morning when gunmen forcefully entered the premises and opened fire, hitting the two. Both victims were transported to the hospital, where Allen was pronounced dead and Drackett died while he was undergoing surgery. Wow. So I've heard stories that them saw off the grill and came in. Now, if you're in the house and you can hear somebody sawing your grill off, I don't know. I don't want to say these people are into anything when they're not. And I don't want to make it seem like it's just up. Jamaica is just this place where people just come for you and you don't have to be into anything. But sadly but true, that is actually exactly how things go. You don't really have to be involved in anything. You don't have to be no street person. See, one time gone, when people's house got attacked and man kick off door and shoot up people and all these things, or broke in to get to somebody, that was the general consensus. We all knew that those people were involved in things. Nowadays, you don't know. You have some 70, 80, 90-year-old people retired, come back chilling, and next thing you know, man kick off door and shoot them up, and you're wondering what the hell could these people have done. But of course, this wasn't a case of elderly. These guys are pretty young, and I am suspecting that there's more to this story, which we probably will never know. Another headline broke straight out of Clarendon again. Somebody called me and said, "SouFlo, you don't hear the one about the nurse, a Cuban nurse? She get her throat slash, brother." I said, "Throat slash?" "Yeah, the man stab her up and slash her throat." "What? Really? A nurse?" "Yes." So I went and found the story, and the story said a 55-year-old Cuban nurse was stabbed to death by a man in Hayes District, Clarendon, on Wednesday, May 29th. She has been identified as Nancy Samuels, a Cuban national who resided at Copper Avenue, New Harbor Village, St. Catherine, and who was also an ambulance service contractor. Reports from the Clarendon police are that about 3 p.m. big broad afternoon on Wednesday, Samuels and the ambulance driver got involved in an argument. During the dispute, the accused man armed himself with a knife which he used to stab Samuels multiple times and then slashed her throat. The police were summoned, and upon arrival the scene was processed and Samuel was transported to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. Just like that. Rotted. I bet you she would have profiled oh man, I was gonna say I bet you she would think now, but she's dead, she can't think. But she probably would have been safe had she stayed in Cuba. Wouldn't she? Leave your comment in the comment section below and tell me, do you think she would still be alive if she had stayed in Cuba and not visited Jamaica? Moving away from that narrative, let's just say this. That crime right there looks like a crime of passion. Okay? Now, she's a ambulance contractor. She's a nurse. She works on the ambulance, travels with the ambulance, and here's the ambulance driver. Her and the ambulance driver get into it to the point where he is so enraged that he stab her up and then slashes her throat. I have a theory. This to me sounds more like some lover's affair gone wrong. Did he get a message says she cheat on him? She giving away the tuntun? I don't know. She sleep with one of them friends. Something here screams lover's affair. Here. All gone wrong. Men don't just argue with random women or argue with a co-worker that's a female and arm yourself with a knife and then stab her up and then slash her throat. There's gotta be more to it, and I'm itching to find out what the full story is. And usually when we do these kind of stories, someone shows up in the comment section and say, yo, me know that brother there from when, you know, and trust me, I just saw him stay. Or someone will show up and say something like, they were together, everybody knows that they're a couple. I don't know why they put it in the newspaper that she was this and he was that. Them needs to talk up and said they're a couple and they got into an argument. And we don't know what the argument's about, but blah blah blah. We wait to see. From where we sit right now, we really don't know. All I'm saying is, it's a gruesome way to go. Stabbed up by your co-worker? You're a nurse. You work on an ambulance. The last thing you expect is to be stabbed to death and your throat slashed by someone that you work with closely. And this was her outcome. Again, in Clarendon, Jamaica. Of course, right? It's not looking too good for Clarendon these days. Right now, as we speak, I've heard one politician so far begging for ZOSO, which is the Zone of Special Operations, for those of you who do not know it. And lightly put, they will turn Clarendon into a area where laws are pretty much hanging in the balance, so they can drive through, pick up who they want to pick up, lock up who they want to lock up, search with less restrictive rules, and so on and so forth. Carry out their duties. Police officers can, and soldiers too, can carry out their duties without being intimidated, or without going the long route, I should say. Oh, we're gonna have to go get this paperwork signed and then come back on this before we can get a search here and there. That wouldn't happen. Swift kick off doors, swift go in, swift search up who need to be searched up, swift lock up who needs to be locked up. That's what comes with SOE, right? So let's see if it happens in Clarendon, because may I tell us that Clarendon really needs it. My beautiful Clarendon. Huh? Look at my beautiful Clarendon. Man, listen. Leave your comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one. It's SouFLoTV. I'm out.